How many times in your life have you ever heard the phrase, "Oh my God," or perhaps OMG? It's a phrase that has become very popular to both young and old. If I've heard it once, I've heard it hundreds and perhaps even thousands of times. In this postmodern culture, I hear it quite often to express a feeling of excitement, a feeling of being afraid, a feeling of wondering if someone is going to make it, or wondering perhaps if life is going to treat you differently than someone else. OMG, oh my God, is a statement that I believe has become so misunderstood by people who, without understanding the phrase, do not understand who God really is. Hello, my name is Pastor Mike, and thank you for joining me this morning, or perhaps any time of the day where you are, for a brief moment to share something from the Word that I believe will touch you in a powerful way. The name of God is powerful. It says who God is. It says what God does. It says what God will do. It describes His character, if you will. It describes the makeup of what God is. And there is nothing more powerful than the name of God. The writer of Proverbs penned these words. He says that the name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run to it and are saved. In a world filled with incredible amount of uncertainty, what are we going to do? Where are we going to live? What will we do in the midst of these chaotic moments, these times when many don't know where they will work, how they will put food on the table, how they will operate in a society who has been all but locked down? The Bible tells us that the name of the Lord is a strong tower. Didn't say that God was a strong tower, even though He perhaps is. It says the name of the Lord is a strong tower. And the righteous, who is the righteous? I think Paul penned it very well when he says that He who knew no sin took sin upon Himself, that we might be made the righteousness of God. I believe those who are walking, receiving Jesus into their life, I think that they are the righteousness of God according to biblical truth. The righteous run to it, and they are safe. Safe from what? Are we safe from a virus that has all but crippled the world? Are we saved from catastrophe? Are we saved? Are we immune? Whatever might be the case, biblical truth says the righteous will be safe. We don't know what we're going to have to go through. Life is full of these uncertainties every day when we awake. But this is the one thing I know, that the character of all that God is stands strong, it stands secure, and we have to understand that God is not a God that is distant, that is so far reaching that no one can obtain His presence? Because He's very near. God's character, who He really is, not what our little finite minds make Him to be or invent Him to be, but He who has been and remains throughout generations is the same yesterday, He's the same today, and He will forever be. Several qualifications, or should I say the characteristics of all that God is that God is trustworthy. He's proven Himself to be trustworthy. How do we trust? Some says that we have to just trust blindly. That we just have to pick a God and trust that that God is the God that will work for us. Try that if you may, see if it works for you. But I understand that my trust is not built on blind trust or blind faith, but my trust is built on a track record of God's trustworthiness, God's faithfulness. He has always been faithful. He's always been trustworthy. Not when it's His convenience, but that's His makeup. His name will indicate to us that God is fully trustworthy. You can put your trust in Him because there is a track record over time. Not 1 year, not 10 years, not 100 years, not 1,000 years, but thousands upon thousands of years. God has been trustworthy. And my friends, you can trust Him.